Hare Krishna. Good morning.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Good morning.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Am I
Hare
audible?
Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes.
Very good.
Yes, Prabhu, you are audible.
Give me 1 second. Parth Prabhu, can you once again speak?
Yes, Prabhu, you are audible. Oh.
Now I can hear you as well. Thank you. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katha Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Kurushayata Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvitam Sya Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyata Desatarine Panchakalpatarabhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्ता कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. Thank you for joining for Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. This morning we are continuing with Canto 4, Chapter 25. Let me know if you are able to see the screen. Suppose yes. Okay. Should we continue? Maybe if Varsanila Mataji, you are there, you could finish the chapter. If that's okay for you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, either she or you, I mean, one of you.
Yeah, Prabhuji. So I will continue, Prabhuji.
From 40 to 60, I mean, to end of the chapter.
Okay, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 25, Text 40. The woman continued, according to authorities, the householder life is pleasing not only to oneself but to all the forefathers, demigods, great sages, saintly persons, and everyone else. A householder life is thus beneficial. Text 41. O my dear hero, who in this world will not accept a husband like you? You are so famous, so magnanimous, so beautiful, and so easily gotten. O mighty arm, who in this world will not be attracted by your arms, which are just like the bodies of serpents? Actually, you relieve the distress of husbandless women like us by your attractive smile and your aggressive mercy. We think that you are traveling on the surface of the earth just to benefit us only. The great sage Narada continued, my dear king, those two, the man and the woman, supporting one another through mutual understanding, entered the city and enjoyed life for 100 years. Many professional singers used to sing about the glories of King Puranjana and his glorious activities. When it was too hot in the summer, he used to enter a reservoir of water. He would surround himself with many women and enjoy their company. Of the 9 gates in that city, 7 were on the surface and 2 were subterranean. A total of 9 doors were constructed and these led to different places. All the gates were used by the city's governor. Text 46. My dear king, of the 9 doors, 5 led from the eastern side, 1 led towards the northern side, 1 led towards the southern side, and 2 led towards the western side. I shall try to give the names of these different doors. Text 47. The 2 gates named Khadyota and Avirmukhi were situated facing the eastern side, but they were constructed in one place. Those two, through those two gates, the king used to go to the city of Vibrajita accompanied by a friend whose name was Dyuman. Similarly, in the east, there were two sets of gates named Nalini and Nalini, and these were also constructed in one place. Through these gates, the king, accompanied by a friend named Avadhuta, used to go to the city of Saurabha. Text 49. The fifth gate, situated in the eastern side, was named Mukhya or the chief. Through this gate, accompanied by his friends named Rasagna and Vipana, he used to visit two places named Bahudana and Apana. Text 50. The southern gate of the city was known as Pitruhu, and through that gate, King Puranjana used to visit the city named Dakshina Panchala, accompanied by his friend Shrutadhara. Text 51. On the northern side was the gate named Devahu. Through the gate, King Puranjana used to go with his friend Shrutadhara to the place known as Uttara Panchala. On the western side was a gate named Asuri. Through that gate, King Puranjana used to go to the city of Gramaka, accompanied by his friend Durmada. Text 53. Another gate on the western side was known as Nritti. Puranjana used to go through this gate to the place known as Vaishasha, accompanied by his friend Lubdaka. Text 44. Of the many inhabitants of the city, there are two persons named Nirvak and Peshashkrit. Although King Puranjana was the ruler of the citizens who possessed eyes, he unfortunately used to associate with these blind men. Accompanied by them, he used to go here and there and perform various activities. Sometimes he used to go to his private home with one of his chief servants, the mine, who was named Vishuchina. At that time, illusion, satisfaction, happiness used to be produced from his wife and children. Being thus entangled in different types of mental concoction and engaged in fruitive activities, King Puranjana came completely under the control of material intelligence and was thus cheated. Indeed, he used to fulfill all the desires of his wife, the queen. 57 to 61. When the queen drank liquor, King Puranjana also engaged in drinking. When the queen dined, he used to dine with her. And when she chewed, King Puranjana used to chew along with her. When the queen sang, he also sang. Similarly, when the queen cried, he also cried. When the queen laughed, he also laughed. When the queen talked loosely, he also talked loosely. And when the queen walked, the king walked behind her. When the queen would stand still, the king would also stand still. And when the queen would lie down in the bed, he would also follow and lie down with her. When the queen sat, he would also sit. And when the queen heard something, he would follow her to hear the same thing. When the queen saw something, the king would also look at it. And when the queen smelled something, the king would follow her to smell the same thing. When the queen touched something, the king would also touch it. And when the dear queen was lamenting, the poor king also had to follow her in lamentation. In the same way, when the queen felt enjoyment, he also enjoyed. And when the queen was satisfied, the king also felt satisfaction. Text 62. In this way, King Puranjana was captivated by his nice wife and thus cheated. Indeed, he became cheated in his whole existence in the material world. Even against the poor, foolish king's desire, he remained under the control of his wife, just like a pet animal that dances according to the order of its master. Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Deenath Prabhu, was it?
Yeah, I mean this material entanglement. I mean, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam narrates it multiple number of times. I mean, this is a very simple example. Like being, I mean, not being the servant of the god, but being the servant of his queen. King Puranjana's activities were described, and how he lost his spiritual intelligence, but he fell prey to his material intelligence.
Yeah. Very nice. Are we eager to see what Prabhupada gives us extra dose from what we just heard?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So, Narad Muni is telling to Prachina Parishad that there is a king called Puranjan, and he got attracted to a woman who was very, very beautiful, and she is coming and very pitiful condition to this king. So this queen, Puranjani, what is she doing? She came and she was saying, oh, you are the one who will save me. Otherwise, I don't see anyone else. This is the situation where we are. And we always have an angle of compassion. We always want to help, isn't it? We always think, yes, maybe I may not benefit, but let me give that extra hand, let me give that support. uh, like that, there is a soft corner, especially soft corner when we want to enjoy. uh, okay, let me stretch a bit now, but after that I will enjoy definitely. So this queen, or this woman, she comes, when she comes to Puranjan, she's saying so many things, and she's saying, you may live here, and how can I expect to unite with others? She is saying, hey, I can see only you. You are the only person humans can best satisfy. I cannot be satisfied any lower species of animals. Now I have got this human form of life and the best happiness I can get. So come, this is the invitation. This queen is offering, and the woman continued. She's saying, you know what? A householder's life is the best, isn't it? Isn't it the best life? Why? Because there is such a great provision for happiness that there is no other option at all. She continues saying, um, householder life brings all kinds of happiness in religion, dharma, artha, kama. And you know what? Even if one wants to desire moksha, that is possible when one is completely satisfied with these three. Let's say, okay, if he is satisfied with dharma, artha, kama, and then what is coming is then, okay, if he wants to go to higher planets, uh, that is possible when one performs what? Sacrifices. The householder can appreciate the results of sacrifice, which means if one who is in a grihastha ashram and if he is doing all these sacrifices, yajnas, then he can benefit, which enables him to gain promotion to superior planetary systems. So this means all this is a wonderful package, especially for grihasthas. Means if one is married, oh King Puranjan, if you get married, then everything is at your disposal that you can enjoy the best, not only in this life but also in the next life. This is the promise that hmm, Pravritti Marga is going to give. Pravritti Marga means something, okay, that there is a provision for enjoyment along the path of dharma. You can follow dharma, and also there is no wrong if you are enjoying, that is okay. So, and grihasthas are the one who have this doors wide open, and no other can do that. Hmm. So here the queen is attracting, alluring Puranjan, saying this. She is saying, and what is actually Puranjani? Who is this woman? Is nothing but she is none other than our intelligence. Our intelligence throws us some googlies and keeps us bold every time when we want, okay, now I am ready to bat. Now I'm ready to face the life. Now I know what is reality. Let me face it. Let me win. No. Then the intelligence in the effect of illusion, illusory energy or the Maya. What is happening? The intelligence is uh, becomes blurry. When the intelligence is blurry, then we can't see things as they are. So the intelligence which is affected by material energy, things like this, or attracts us to do so many things. And in that way, this intelligence or this woman, she's saying, you know what, happiness is given in your hand. Yeah, if you just embrace grihastha life. If you just become a householder, then life is yours. So this is what, and then you get promotion to the planetary system wherever no others can go. They, and more. y- Yeah, she want to say this is exclusive for householders. Why? Because she's saying even the transcendentalists don't know what is happiness. Ah, the transcendentalists don't know what is happiness. Now there are bogis and tyagis. Bhogi is the one who is enjoying full, full scale, full life size, king size life. Whatever we see, he's enjoying to his best. Uh, where he is not thinking about, oh, there is something right, something wrong. No, whatever you grab it, whatever gets your hand, that's yours. Enjoy to the fullest extent. So that is the bhogi attitude. One who has bhoga vancha. And then there is Tyagis. Tyagis are the one they say, hey, even if something great comes to our hand, no, let's not take it. We know that is just going to entangle us. No, 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 no. Let me not enjoy now. Enjoyment is dangerous. And then there are people like me who are in the middle, neither Tyagis nor Bhogis. So then comes a wonderful woman in life, this intelligence being affected. Women need not come from outside, the women are inside. Uh, this woman, what she is doing, she is just saying, you know what, mm, don't be so austere, don't be so fanatic, don't be uh, too foolish when things are in your hand now. And then this sense of attraction is what then covers us. Then the intelligence drags us to different places and keeps us occupied. And this is what here the woman represents, uh, where she is saying, take to the pravritti marg is not a bad thing. What you do, just do enjoy. Monday to Friday, work hard. Saturday, Sunday, relax, and that's it. And after 60 years, what are you going to do once you are retired? Then you have even 5 more days. And in that way, you continue enjoying. So, the spirit of Grahamedi life, the life of one who is a householder, always want to enjoy, there is no end. Yeah. Even if one has come to 60 years, 70 years, if we ask, have you enjoyed? Are you completely satisfied? There is always some desire, some unfulfilled desire, always there. And then he's dissatisfied, and because of that dissatisfaction, he would meditate. He is occupied about that, and then he has to take again a new body to satisfy that. And this is the cycle of birth and death. So this is the problem with Pravritti Marga. And this woman, the intelligence covered, what she's telling is that, all this material happiness is practically unknown to the transcendentalist. They cannot even imagine such happiness. Huh? This is the understanding that we are thinking, oh, these people, they don't know. That's why they are not having interest. Just imagine if they get chance, if they taste once, they will not leave it. See how we are enjoying, how we have a club of people who are full, uh, absorbed in such enjoyment. People who are outside now, who are Hare Krishnas, they don't know how to enjoy. That's why they are just chanting. They are not interested. They don't know. This is what such an intelligent person thinks. Pravritti Marg is basically uh, both Pravritti Marg and Nivritti Marg, both are the basic principle is religious life. One should lead a religious life. In that sense, a Grahamedi also, so is not actually following mm, Pravritti Marg. It is said that animals and demons, they don't even follow this Pravritti Marg. What they are behind is only sense enjoyment, and they are not interested in following the Vedic injunctions. Whereas the householders who are based on sense enjoyment, especially sex indulgence, they are considered okay in the Pravritti Marg. Only Grihasthas, and that too if they follow Vedic injunctions, how to lead a proper life, they can be counted in. Otherwise, they are not even following pravritti. And when one is not even thinking of pravritti, nivritti is even very, very far to reach. Pravritti marg is based on what? Is based on sex life. In the purport, we see There is this, I think, which one is it? In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, there is a very nice reference which gives about, yeah, yan maitunadi grahamedi sukham hi tucham, kandu ya nena karayor iva dukkha dukkham, tripyanti neha kripana bahu dukkha bhajam, kandutivan manasijam visaheta dhiraha. This is very, very important. This is very important. It is telling about, what is, this is coming in the 7th canto, and the 7th canto where Prahlad Maharaj is pacifying Narsimhadev. And this prayer is telling, sex life is compared to the rubbing of two hands to relieve the itch, to relieve an itch. Just when we have to relieve itch, one rubs hands. Grahamedi, so-called grihasthas, who have no spiritual knowledge, think that this itching is the greatest platform of happiness. Which, that's why we see some gossips, we see some rumors. Why? If there is nothing, everything would be very, very peaceful, everything would be very smooth, and everything would be maybe boring. So people add spice to life. How? By doing something. And when we do something, then definitely there is some wound. And when this itch is there, when one is doing something, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is what it is said. Sex life is compared to the rubbing of two hands to relieve an itch. Grahamedi, so-called grihasthas, who have no spiritual knowledge, think that is the best. So householders consider sex life is the topmost. The kripanas, the fools, who are just the opposite of brahmanas. We know Brahmana is one who is very generous, who is giver. Kripana is one who is miser, who always want to keep for himself. Kripanas are not satisfied by repeated sensuous enjoyment. Those who are dhira, however, who are sober and who tolerate this itching, are not subjected to such suffering of fools and rascals. So, in this shloka, we understand the reality. How much can we appreciate? That is based on our intelligence, how much we are covered, and how much we are free from such illusion. But the scriptures, when we say Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is Amala Puran, means the word, every word, each and every word is absolute truth. And here Prahlad Maharaj, who is a exalted devotee of the Lord, he is saying this absolutely true. And then we, in the purport of that particular verse, Prabhupada is referring to Yamunacharya. You may know Yamunacharya, who is the spiritual master of Ramanujacharya. He is very, very famous. He is even called Alabandar. I don't know if there is someone from South can confirm the glories of Yamunacharya is that, he is a king. Acharya, he is a king. Before becoming a king, he is a Brahmana. And a student who is just 16 years old, he challenged the king. Does anyone remember this wonderful story? That there is this king who challenged, and Yamunacharya simply gave 3 statements and asked him to refute them. His first was, your mother is not a barren. Can you refute it? The king can't. If he says no, his mother is barren, then the question comes, how did he born? So he couldn't. And the second one was that the king is a righteous and powerful ruler. If he says no, then he is not a powerful ruler and not a righteous ruler, so he can't say. And the third one is, he said, the queen is a model of chastity. Can he say, no, my wife or queen is not chaste? So no, he can never counter these 3. And then Yamunacharya countered all the 3 statements that he spoke. The first one being what he said, your mother is not a barren woman. Your mother is barren woman. In Shastras, it is said that if a woman has one and only son, that is as good as having no son. So it means, yeah, you are born. At the same time, she is a barren. That is possible. And the second one was that the king is a righteous and powerful ruler. For that, he said, you know what? The king cannot be called righteous when he entertained his staff, who are very arrogant towards the Brahmanas, because this his minister, he came and was not obedient towards Yamunacharya's guru. So, and he is not dismissing such a person, showed that king is not righteous. And such a not righteous person is powerless. So this is second. And the third one is about, what did he say? Yeah, the queen is a model of chastity. Yeah. How to refute? Chastity means one who is married to only one. But in the scriptures, during the Vedic process, there is that a girl is first married to Soma, to Gandharva, to the Agni, before she is actually married to the earthly, partner. So in that way, the queen is no exception, and therefore cannot be deemed a model of chastity. So this is what Yamunacharya, at the age of 16, he could do. And then what happened? The king dismissed that minister, and then he gave the half kingdom and his daughter, if I'm not wrong. And then, yes, Yamunacharya became the king at a very young age, and for a very vast time he was ruling. He was so much absorbed and in enjoying, I think in Purport Prabhupada even writes, enjoying life. Enjoy, is it here? I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Yamunacharya had formerly been a great king who enjoyed sexual happiness in various ways, but since he later engaged himself in service of the Lord, he enjoyed spiritual bliss and hated to think of sex life. It is said that as soon as, it is said, Yamunacharya says, since I have been engaged in transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing ever new pleasure in him, whenever I think of sex pleasure, I spit at the thought and my lips curl with distaste. So this is, so we can see here, it's not that, okay, Tyagis, they don't know what are they talking. It is not that the Tyagis, because they don't know and because they are jealous, because they are envious, that's why they just say there is no happiness at all. It's all illusion, they don't know. No, we can see here that king, after having uh, uh, a kingdom and also a beautiful wife, enjoying life, then he is concluding that there is no bliss other than serving the Lord. So here we can see. So, and that is also the reason why he is called Alabandar. Alabandar in Tamil is something like, okay, now he has come to rule. Has he come to rule? The king initially, before the debate, he was sarcastically saying that. This is one. And anyway, and afterwards, when Yamunacharya refuted the king, then the queen, she said, hey, Alabandara, means, yeah, he has come to rescue me. Rescue is the one duty of the king. So in that way, Yamunacharya, who is Alabandar, is, our role model, where we shouldn't just get entangled. We shouldn't just think after 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, or that unless this desire can go on its own, let us go on. No, we should understand that no, it's not in this, it is in service of the Lord. When we engage ourselves in the service of the Lord, then everything becomes distasteful, which is what we want. We don't want to go into this circle of birth and death and go through this. So in the purport, what was that? 40, I think we are still in 39, sorry. So it is said about this, a grahastha enjoys, but he should understand this in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, it is even more. Grahamedi is thinking, what is his thinking? He's only interested in how to enjoy sense gratification, gratify the senses. Sense makes real sense. Huh? Actually, we become senseless persons if we just hear to this intelligence, which is actually misguiding us. So Grahameda is not that. He is thinking that sense gratification is the topmost, and he doesn't follow Vedic injunctions and engages himself as an advocate of sex life. Advocating sex life is not just only about sex. It's advocating sex life is all about how to arrange a life which can give pleasure. Which means, yeah, if one is eager to have a nice house, why will he have? Is it just because he want only protection? No, he want to enjoy. All this are um, subtly towards the main goal, which is to enjoy sex life. So Grahamedi business is to enjoy like that. And he is ever eager that all his sons, daughters, grandsons engage also in this. It's not, how can one think about children? And no, ultimately they say, hey, when are you kids getting married? That is obvious next question. And then in that way, and also feel deprived of any glorious end in life. If something is missed by end of the life, they feel, oh, it's lost. uh, Too much inclined, do not care for transcendental spiritual life. These are the qualities of Grahamedi lifestyle. Hmm? And in Kali Yuga, one may say, hey, no, I don't have all these problems. Uh, I want to look for a spiritual guide who can help me in Kali Yuga. Even though it is sometimes found that one may be interested in spiritual advancement, he is most likely to accept a bogus method of spiritual life, misguided by so many people who are pretenders. Uh, so one have to be careful in Kali Yuga because the success rate of cheating is high. So in this way, the woman is continuing. She's saying, according to authorities, this intelligence na is quite dangerous. It gives references from Shastras. I don't know if Surya Tej Prabhu, you are there. Uh, on Sunday, you were asking what is that? Niyamagraha. Yeah, Niyamagraha is something, yeah, when we are caught by this intelligence which is affected, it talks like this. According to authorities, it is saying the householder life is not only to oneself but to all the forefathers, demigods, great sages, saintly persons, and everyone else. A householder life is thus beneficial. So in this way, one should lead a family life, one should do that, one should do this in that way. Uh, Graha Vrata, one becomes a Graha Vrata. Graha Vrata means nothing other than Graha Medi, one who takes sex life to be supreme, finds action in Krishna consciousness confusing, either due to his own personal consideration or due to having taken instructions from others. He is lost. So, oh, my dear hero, who in this world will not accept a husband like you? You are so famous, so magnanimous, so beautiful, and so easily gotten. See, just like how Puranjan was praising, hey, such a beautiful lady, if you come, I'll make your life merry. And now this Puranjan is playing back. She's saying, oh, nice. After all, I'm also looking for a great hero like you. You look perfect match for me. This is what happens, right? What do you call this? Um, uh, what is it called? Vivaha Vedika. I don't know what is in English. Oh, matrimony. Yeah. So matrimony, of course, matrimony may slowly get outdated, where we don't need such platforms, but rather we can have a, what is it called? Live in lifestyle. Living is living together, right? Dating. So we may not even need all that. So here she is, both sides, yeah, both because of what is in the center, it is to enjoy, to enjoy. I want to find a girl who is perfect match for me. Anyone had this? I want a perfect girl in my life, and the girl is thinking I should have a perfect man. Both are looking for perfect. It starts there, and uh, shortlisting is happening. You have some 100 candidates. No, 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 not this, not he, not she. And in that way, all filtering is going on. Then you are really scared. Will I really find a perfect match? Isn't it? Huh? Don't we feel that, oh, I think time is passing. I am already now 30, I'm 35, I'm 40, uh, and I'm still not getting married. I'm still not finding a perfect match. And then what is happening? We think, hey, for given condition, I think this is perfect. And then what is happening? One is started to compromise anyway. Hmm? One is understanding the fact it's not compromise. One is understanding the fact that there is no perfect until you think it is perfect. What is a perfect match is that both synergize strengths and support each other in uh, what do you call shortfalls, whatever one does not have. So that is when one complements, when one is complementing that. It's not like, oh, you like yellow, I like yellow, you like gulab jam, I like gulab jam. I think, are we not matching? What do you say, Ratikeli Mataji? Match the following. How do we do? Huh? Do we have the A's on same and also the same thing on the other side? No, right? You have a question on the left, you have the answer on the right.
It should be compatible, balancing instead.
It should be balancing. If one, but then the thing is coming, okay, how do we balance? Is there really a balance? No, we have to make it. And that is what is actually Grahastha life. Grahastha life is, okay, now you do not have freedom, like whatever you want to do, start becoming disciplined. At least in a brahmachari life, we were not disciplined. Now at least we will become, we are forced properly to become disciplined, isn't it? Sanoj Prabhu, who is asking you to get up early in the morning, do that, do this? Yeah, you will still think, hey, I'm independent, right? After 18, come on, I'm independent. Beware, you will not have that freedom after you get married. Do you want to still marry? Okay, anyway, I'm not giving a brahmachari seminar here, but yeah. So no, I mean, what happens in Grihastha life is one comes to a life of sacrifices. One has to sacrifice until he sacrifices whatever he wanted, whatever he thought. Yeah, he cannot be happy because one dives deep into this well of Grihastha life, thinking that it is a place of pleasure. Then everything what you want, you will find all those jewels in the what do you call, in the crust of this ocean, right? So all these corals, all the diamonds and pearls, everything will be there. Let me dive and get. No, they are sharks to give us shocks. So we have to be very careful. And then we come to our senses. With one shock, two shock, three shock, now we understand, okay, the life is not about enjoyment, life is about austerity to advance. Anyway, some lessons for all of us. So here, this girl, she's saying, "Oh, my dear hero, you are so famous, so magnanimous, so beautiful, and lucky. You know what? I have just come across you. Yeah, so easily gotten. My great fortune. Uh, uh, come. Who in this world will not be attracted by your arms?" She's just flirting. She's saying, "You are so very, very uh, apt, perfect. You know what? You relieve the distress of husbandless women like us by your attractive smile and your aggressive mercy." Can you see this word called aggressive mercy? I don't know, when Dinath Prabhu you were reading, yeah, did you notice? It was saying like, yeah, husbandless women like us by your attractive smile. That is fine. Attractive smile, okay, smile attracts. But your aggressive mercy, what does that mean? Hmm? Not just, inactive, not just passive. Your mercy, I just want that you satisfy me, that with aggression, so that I'll be happy. And with that, if that is there, that's a great mercy. So we think that you are traveling on the surface of earth just to benefit us only. This is what uh, this is what is happening. And she says, you know what? I am Anatha now. The Anatha Varga is very significant in this verse. Natha means master or the Lord. Anatha means one who do not have. A young woman who has no husband is called anatha. Usually we know anath means one who do not have parents. We see a woman when she doesn't have husband is considered anath. So one who is not protected is anath. And in one way we can see that all are always protected. The Lord is always protecting. So there is nothing like, okay, someone is anatha. But we are not able to see that. That's why we call always we are orphans in one way or the other. No. So as soon as a woman attains the age of puberty, she immediately becomes very much agitated by sex desire. It is therefore by the duty of father to get his daughter married before she attains. Otherwise, she will be very much mortified by not having a husband. So this goes. It's not the other only for women, it's also the same valid for opposite sex. So thus so-called love within this material world is nothing but sexual satisfaction. So I remember when my father was conducting I think ICW or CA coaching at home. There was one who comes at home. And you know what? He's so intelligent and so young and very smart. And and then he was preparing for exams. And before his exams, he got a match and he came with an invitation saying, Uncle, I'm getting married. And my father was surprised to see, hey, how is that? You are yet to finish your studies. You have to give exam. You need to start working. No. I found a very good match. She's very nice, blah, blah, blah. So Narad Muni continued, my dear king, those two, the man and woman, supporting one another through mutual understanding, entered that city and enjoyed life for 100 years. 100 years, Prabhupada is saying, is significant in this connection because every human being is given the concession to live up to 100 years roughly. What is this concession to live up to 100 years is concession. It's not like, okay, for whatever sins we would have committed, I don't know, maybe we should live longer because we get karma bhumi so that we can practice so that we can get relieved from whatever crap we have done, whatever the sin life we had led. We are wondering, and some they say no, I don't want so long life. I want just 20, 30, 40. If it is very nice, very happy, no problems, I want 100. But otherwise, very short life. No, everyone has 100. Even Lord Brahma has age of 100. Of course, the calculation in higher planets is different. Lord Brahma lives for 100 years according to the time on Brahmaloka. But one day of Brahma is equal to millions of years on this planet. Similarly, the days on the heavenly planets are equal to 6 months on this planet. On every planet, however, the span of life for a human being is roughly 100 years. According to the lifespans on different planets, the standard of living also differs. Just some details. And then goes, man gets mad, then what happens? He can hear music. What happens? Many professional singers used to sing about the glories of King Puranjana and his glorious activities. After all, that is the reason why we have a family. That's why we have a community, right? So that whatever I'm doing, there is someone who is backing up. When it was too hot in the summer, he used to enter a reservoir of water. He would surround himself with many women and enjoy their company. Prabhupada helps us to understand this further, that this enjoyment is such a thing. In the previous verse, it is said the enjoyment of 100 years. What is that 100 years? That we know. As soon as sun rises, we are ready on our marks to get set, go and conquer the world and get best enjoyment. Satish Prabhu, isn't it the case how the stocks work, right? As soon as the morning starts, then stock business starts. Yeah, people are waiting, reading everything and ready as soon as the clock rings, then one is ready. Isn't it that everyone are waiting? Oh, but then what are we also doing is we don't want to get up until that clock ticks, isn't it? We also want to enjoy a very nice, comfortable bed, enjoy sleep for longer, enjoy that. You know why? Not just because we want to give our body time for regenerate. You know that? What is that? Am I audible, by the way? Is the network
Yes, Prabhuji.
good?
Yes, Prabhuji. Very much audible. Yes.
Parth Prabhu, what is that? What do we do? Is it only day life? What is promised in the night life? He's saying, hey, I am a Baba, don't ask me. Agresa Prabhu, how are you enjoying night?
Seeing dreams, Prabhuji.
In dreams, right? Yeah, in the dreams, at least in reality, yeah, you have reality checks, right? You can't become a king all of a sudden. But in dream, na, you are the king of your dream. You can dream whatever you want, isn't it? Hmm? You can dream bigger than the dream big that you can do in a daytime. So here, actually, these two verses are telling that point. These two verses, and she's saying, and then what happens when a person is very tired? What he does when he sleeps, he gets into nice dreams. And this is what here it's compared. Many professional singers used to sing about the glories of King Puranjana and his glorious activities. So in this verse, the life in the dream state is described. For the activities of Puranjan accomplished during the day were also reflected at night in the dream state. Huh? A man, just like, I don't know, is it really like that? If someone is playing chess, then after he's so much absorbed playing for a few days, then night also he's still playing. You know how to, shit, I made a wrong step. I should have done that. Oh, in the dream also he's playing. No, not like that. So what we
Yes.
absorb in the day is what we are going through in the night. Also, a man sleeps very soundly when he is greatly fatigued, and when a rich man is greatly fatigued, he goes to his garden house with many female friends and there enters the waters and enjoys their company. Such is the tendency of living entity within this material world. If someone is giving us all the facilities now, or if there are nice maid servants, if there is nice house, nice garden, oh, we might think similar. We may think like that. It is said, such is the tendency of living entity within this material world. A living entity is never satisfied with a woman unless he is trained in the system of brahmacharya. So, generally, a man's tendency is to enjoy many women, and even at the very end of life, the sex impulse is so strong that even though one is very old, he still wants to enjoy the company of young girls. Thus, because of the strong sex impulse, the living entity becomes more and more involved in this material world. This is a fact. We don't have to ask any old man, any aged man, hey, do you still have some feelings? No, this is what is said by Adi Shankaracharya. And we don't have to take a poll. These days, everything is done through surveys, right? To the polls. We don't have to because, yeah, it's a fact. So, so this is what it is said. Of the 9 gates in that city, 7 were on the surface and 2 were subterranean. A total of 9 doors were constructed, and then these led to different places. All the gates were used by city's governor. City's governor will come to that. You know what is happening? Just like if we are all globe trotters, is that right word? One who travel around the world, want to enjoy by traveling, seeing, and wandering. Is that globetrotters?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So globetrotters, where is what? You know what? Though you are in your city, if it is Varanasi or whether it is Kasi or whether it is anything, you always want, hey, how nice is the other city, right? So Prabhupada is giving example of Delhi, but we can see that also in Düsseldorf there is a garden, Japanese garden. I don't know if you have seen, if you have heard about it. Have anyone gone?
Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I've been there.
Yeah, Japanese garden. See, where is Japan? Where is Germany? Huh? Huh? It is very, very cheap, right? So instead of going to Japan, the garden is here, so one can go. So what happens is that one is always interested to go and see different enjoyments. One want to enjoy with eyes, one want to enjoy with nose, one want to enjoy with ears, hands, legs, genitals, rectum. So in different ways, one is eager to enjoy. So different gates. Just like, okay, if you go to Nord Park, of course, to this Japanese garden, there is no gate, but usually you see, right? Huh? What happens is all these centers, or they have gate. Yeah? There is also Kashmiri, what is it? Prabhupada writes in the Kashmiri gate, Lahori gate. These are what are in the Delhi, old Delhi. There are still remnants of surrounding walls and various gates known as Kashmiri Gate, Lahori Gate. In Ahmedabad, there is Delhi Gate. The point of the simile is that the living entity wants to enjoy different types of material opulences, and to this end, nature has given him various holes in his body that he can utilize for sense enjoyment. So in that way, these are the provisions through which one is able to tap that line of happiness that he really wanted. And for that matter, what are those 9 gates is described. Huh? 9 doors. 5 led towards the eastern side, 1 towards the northern side, 1 towards the southern side, 2 led towards the western side. How do we understand this is that 7 doors on the surface, namely 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nose, 1 mouth, 5 look forward. And these are described as the doors facing the eastern side. Just like what do? We always want to see the sun, and yeah, since looking forward means seeing the sun, these are described as the eastern gates, for the sun rises in the east. The gate on the northern side and the gate on the southern side represent 2 ears. The 2 gates facing western side represent the rectum and genitals. All the doors and gates are described further. The 2 gates named Kadyota and Avirmukhi. Kadyota means, have anyone seen this glowworm? Kadyota. Yeah. In the night, if you are in a village, yeah, you start seeing, hey, there is something um, glittering. It shines and goes off. There is some small worms. These are called Avirmukhi, glow worms. And Kadyota. And what are these? They are facing in the east, but they were constructed in one place. Yeah, they are these eyes which are next to each other. Through these 2 gates, the king used to go to the city of Vibhrajita. Vibhrajita, one that is illuminated. And by what? By the friend called Dhyumata. Dhyuman means the light. So the eyes can enjoy uh, seeing things not by their own. If you just open the gates, it doesn't mean that you're able to already see things unless it is supported. If you have a friend called Dhyuman, what is it, Dhyuman? Light. Only when sunlight, when sun supports, when the things get illuminated, only then one can see this. Then goes Nalini, Nalini, Cha, Prague. So, are the eastern other gates are Nalini and Nalini. These 2 gates, and how are they supported? By Saurabham. Saurabham means the name of Saurabha, smell, fragrance. So Nalini and Nalini are the pipes of nostrils through which one inhales and exhales, enjoying the aroma of sense pleasure. So anyway, this is just further details. What is interesting is then the 5th gate, which is Mukhya. Mukhya means, who is that? Mouth. Through this gate, accompanied by his friends named Rasagya and Vipana, he used to visit 2 places named Bahudana and Apana. So the mouth here described as the chief or the most important gate, Mukhya. The mouth is very important entrance because one has two functions to conduct with the mouth. One function is eating and the other is chatting or speaking. Actually not chatting, speaking. But when we don't use it properly, it becomes chit chat. Our eating is done with the friend, rasagnya, the tongue, which can taste so many different types of foods. The tongue is also used for speaking and it can speak of either material sense enjoyment or Vedic knowledge. Of course, here material sense enjoyment is stressed, therefore, the word rasagnya is used. Then comes southern gate. The southern gate is now comes to the Pitruhu. And through that gate, King Puranjana used to visit the city named Dakshina Panchala, accompanied by his friend Sutadhara. So this is the right ear. This is in which direction we are talking? Southern direction. Yes. The right ear is Karma Kandya. So is used for Karma Kandyas. As long as one is attached to the enjoyment of material resources, he hears from the right ear and uses the five senses to elevate himself to higher planet. So that is why when we talk about Brahmopadesh and all, the right ear is very, very prominent here. And used for five senses to elevate himself to higher planetary systems like Pitralok. Consequently, right ear is described as Pitruhu. Then comes the left. On the northern side was the gate named Devahu. Through that gate, what is happening? This is Uttara Panchal. The previous one was Dakshina Panchal. This is Uttara Panchal. Through Uttara Panchal, what is happening is the left, Jnana Kanda. Jnana Kanda is practiced. So, which is to higher planets above Swarga Loka. The two ears are situated on the northern and southern side. The ear on the southern side is very strong and is always anxious to hear about sense enjoyment. The ear on the northern side, however, is used for taking initiation from spiritual master and for gaining promotion to the spiritual sky. The right ear or the ear on the southern side is called Pitruhum, which indicates that it is used for attaining higher planetary systems, known as Pitraloka. And but the left ear, which is known as Devahu, is utilized for hearing about even higher planetary systems like Mahaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Brahmaloka. Yeah, so like that. So that is further info. Such a person who uses the right ear for hearing Vedic instructions. So let me go. One who is interested in being happy on this planet as well as after death generally wants to be elevated to Pitralok. Such a person can use the right ear for hearing Vedic instructions. However, one who is interested in going to Tapolok, Brahmalok, the Vaikunta planets or Krishnalok may take initiation from the spiritual master in order to be elevated to such lokas. And then on the western gate is the Asuri. And what is that? Through that gate, King Puranjana used to go to the city of Gramaka, accompanied by his friend Durmada. Durmada means what is that? Durmada means madness. When one is getting mad, then he uses his sex impulse so that one he's haunted. When a person is haunted, he becomes practically insane. This is when one is in an insane condition, he speaks all kinds of nonsense. So all this is because of Durmada and he engages in sex. And then the final, another gate on the western side is Nivritti. Puranjana used to go through this gate to place known as Vaisasa, accompanied by his friend Lubdaka. Lubdaka means greedy. So in that way, anyway, all those gates are engaged in enjoyment. And he's saying, of the many inhabitants of the city, there are two persons named Nirvaka and Peshaskrita. They are what? They are hands and legs through which one is going to different places, isn't it? The hands are doing so many things and legs are taking him to so many places. So in that way, one is enjoying all the benefits. Sometimes he used to go to this private home. What is it? With one of his chief servants. What is that mind? Whose name is Visuchina. that at that time, illusion, satisfaction, and happiness used to be produced from his wife and children. So, in this allegorical understanding, we can see how the whole body, we are talking about anatomy, right? We're not talking about the anatomy of different vessels, different arteries, and it's not, we are talking about that anatomy of this body through which all this most important sensors, how are they used to sense objects and then seeking sense pleasure, and in that way getting captured. And then there is whole this verse number 57 to 61, there is a whole description. What is that? He Dinath Prabhu was reading, when the queen drank liquor. Drinking liquor, it's not just these 21st century developments. We see women are also taking to liquor. No, we see here the scriptures are referring here, where the queens drink liquor, then the king is also drinking liquor. When the queen dined, then the king dined. When she chewed, he chewed. In that way, Tana and Tandana. I don't know if you know what is this music, right? Music is nice when Tana and Tandana both happen together. In that way, there is a rhythm, there is a symphony, there is a synchronized beat. And this is what happens between wife and husband, that they both agree together, and then they want to agree so that they can enjoy together. And this goes. In the same way, when the queen felt enjoyment, he also enjoyed. And when the queen was satisfied, the king also felt satisfied. Not only that, when the queen was lamenting, the poor king, the word, what is that? Poor king also had to follow her in lamentation. Is there a choice? No, why? Because he's thinking as his part. So in that way, the mind, which is the place where the self is situated, and the mind is conducted by the intelligence. But when the intelligence is follows uh, this way, the wrong path, then what happens? Everything gets disastrous. In this way, King Puranjan, in this word, the last word I like very much, and I will close this with that. In this way, King Puranjan was captivated by his nice wife and thus cheated. Indeed, he became cheated in the whole existence in the material world. In the material world, which means, well, after all, we think that this body is for what? For enjoyment. This body is for giving pleasure. This body is, after all, is my means of happiness. If we are thinking like that and taking shelter of the body, and then in this material world, there is no one who is biggest failure other than I. Why? Because I didn't understand the purpose of me entering this body. The purpose of me getting this body and putting me in this material world is to understand what mistakes I made and not to repeat them. What provision I have, how to advance. So, Athata Brahma Jigyasa means one should attain to this point that, yes, I made a mistake. Let me figure it out why, what, and how, and by when I can actually overcome. So, these are the questions through which one can come out of all this suffering forever. If we do not do, then we are cheated. He becomes cheated in his whole existence in the material world. Even against that poor, foolish king's desire, he remained under the control of his wife, just like a pet animal. Krida Mriga. If we remember this, every day, if we remember this as an alarm, we may see we don't want to become. No one wants to become an animal, isn't it? We want pet animals, but do we want to become pet animal? Dev Prabhu? Ajay
No.
Prabhu? Who wants to be a pet animal? Sagar Prabhu? None of us, isn't it?
Prabhu, if I get the option, I will take bird.
You'll take what?
Bird.
You want to take a bird. Why?
If there is no other option.
No, no. If there is option also, why do you want to take a bird life?
Birds can fly from anywhere. So
So that you don't become a pet. But I think there are so many people who have very nice golden cage for you. Do you want to be a pet?
definitely no.
Definitely not. Hmm? isn't it? So no one would want to become a pet. So, but the bitter truth is, if we understand, if we take this body as everything, if we think I am this body, then what is happening here? It is said, King Puranjan has become what? Krida Mriga, in the hands of Puranjani. In the hand of this intelligence, we become just a slave. We don't have to really say, "Hey, wife," that is a different topic in itself. But we can say that, okay, yeah, if intelligence is our wife, we are under her control. So the next chapter is very nice. What happens now? Did the king uh, be satisfied after all? After all, that's what he was hoping. And now what is happening? What are the demands of intelligence? That's what we discuss next week. Anyone volunteering to read the translations next week? Many who have not yet recently read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can do Prabhuji.
I think when was the last time you read? I think you did read, right?
I read the Shiva, Lord Shiva's. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
3 weeks back only. So we give chance to someone.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah, let's. Yeah, next week we'll share the link. You can read. Any questions? Any takeaways from today's session? Anyone want to share?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
It
Krishna.
was a very nice session. Prabhuji, what governor you said it will come? So that Puranjan was governor?
Yeah, yeah. So that spirit, the spirit of ruling, right? Yeah. So all the gates were used by the city's governor. So one who is governing is the intelligence, right? Hmm?
Prabhuji, Puranjan is always bad intelligence or it is?
Puranjani, Pura, actually we are talking about material, right? So which that is in contact with the material. So Puranjan is in contact with Puranjani. So then the question in purest form of intelligence is not bad. But once in contact with the matter, then it becomes, starts thinking that it is the body, it is the matter, all this. That is what we are referring here as Puranjani. Yeah. And the process of Krishna consciousness is what is actually to refine, to purify. Yeah. Whatever is this covering the intelligence, there is a thick layer of such covering thinking, or we start thinking that, oh, this world promises me happiness, I am this body, and all the misconceptions are because it is covered. And chanting, what is that again? नाम नामाकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमित स्मरणे न काला एतादृश तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं विदृशम् इह जनिनानुरागः. Yeah. So what here we want is that we want freedom, isn't it? We want freedom, and how can we do that? And the process is cheto darpana marjanam. And what is that? Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtana cheto darpana marjanam bhava maha davagni nirvavanam Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jeevanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipatam Purnam Mritaswadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So when we take to this Sankirtan process, what is happening is that does the business, that does the job. Other day I was reading to Kirtaniya Sadahari by His Holiness Kadamakanan Maharaj. Yeah, I think first few pages is all about how one benefits. Just if we are chanting, what is the benefit we get is already clearing a lot of sins, even though we are not just focusing only on that business, but that anyway happens because of purification that is happening. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, yeah, the Grihumeti and Grihastha can be also mixture.
What is that? What does it mean?
So for the new spirit, the new ones who are who are joining, who wants to join spiritual path, they may be Grihumeti and maybe beginning, and there may be the mixture also, like they are and 90% Grihumeti and
To the
10%
degree you are
ordinary
practicing,
black and white.
yeah, to the degree you are practicing Krishna consciousness, to that degree you are Grihastha. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Just like theist or atheist, is it like 1 and 0? There's also gradual or there is also intermediate phases. And I don't remember, I think it's in Jaiva Dharma, there is a description how one is transitioning. Yeah, I think transitioning to that. It's not just like, okay, I get up in the morning, I become a grahastha. It's not like that. One is gradually one is consciously endeavoring and working towards attaining that grahastha stage. So to that degree we are not, we can always say I am Grahamedi.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Anyone else, please? Okay. I have a request. I don't know if there is some techie guys who can help me. This chapter which we spoke in 3 sessions, is it possible that we can make those 3 YouTubes into one? Do someone know how to club them, or how to stitch together? If yes, let me know, or if someone is interested to take that service. Yeah, very thankful. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I can write the post edits for these 3 links, but I don't know how to club them.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
The
let's.
part 2, part
Yeah.
3.
Register Prabhuji, I see some online options where we can download the file, and then I will try it, Prabhuji, today, and I will come.
Yeah, but as these are more than an hour, so downloading and clubbing would need.
Okay. Yeah, it also says import from a link, Prabhuji. I will see which one is free, and I will.
Yeah, I think those are paid, what you are referring online, because such a video, so maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I think, where whatever you're seeing on free. I don't know. Just I'm thinking, if someone knows more, why not? Let's do that. Okay. Thank you so much then. Have a nice day. I think some we see us face to face in a program, and others we see again tomorrow. Vanchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ganga Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.